The enemies tried to play nice, to trick me,
All right.
and when
So
they didn't
Monday,
succeed,
well, it would
the
be
enemies
Monday
tried to
morning.
overpower me,
I had
but
this
they didn't
dream.
bargain for what happened next.
So I
Touch
dreamed
not
that
the
I was
Lord's
at this
anointed.
place. It was
That is
like a
why I have to
university.
stay rooted,
It was
grounded,
a place
wrapped
of
up,
study,
and tied
like a
up in Jesus
university.
Christ, my protector
And I
and
was
keeper.
finishing off um, s- to go, and I was leaving, but there was a part on the left that had a barrier. But to pass the barrier, you had to pay. You had to pay money to pass. It was a little weird because it's not like I was going through barriers to take the train or whatever they have set up. But anyway, I realized that I had to pay, so I take out my wallet to pay by card, tap my card to pay. Then came this young girl. She looked probably, if I had to guess, late 20s, very early 30s ish. She came, like she realized what happened, and she took out her card like she wanted to pay, but she was coming forth and like pulling back, kind of um just like she was acting like she wanted to pay. So I thought, I don't know you or anything, so I'm paying this money because it's saying that I need to pay to get through, to go where I'm going. So as I paid to go through, um she, in the dream, like she knew where I was heading to. So she said, "You're going such and such place," and I nodded, and she was saying like it's this way and so forth because I didn't quite know my way. And the staff, the persons there, I assumed they were staff. They were pointing, and when I reached a specific point, they were pointing and pointing, showing me how to get to my destination, where I'm going, heading towards. So the young lady was walking ahead of me, um, and so I was walking a little bit slow. So she was somewhat ahead of me, and when we got to a different, we had to, when I get out of that building to get to another building, it's on the same premises, but it's another part of the building, but it's separate. I realized that I didn't see the young lady. So I was looking, but I realized that she went to the right hand side of the building. So I was looking, there was a little part there. There was no light on that, and there was some, like, I don't know if I would say bins outside, but it was quite dark in that area. When I walked over and I was looking, like, where has she disappeared to? Where has she gone? I see like someone was lying on, I don't know if I would say a bench, but someone was lying on, I don't know what it was, something like a bench or a flat surface. When I looked, I saw someone standing like getting up off the area. The person, it was the same young lady, but she had transformed into this. She was black, 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 black like tar, black. When I say black, I mean I don't think she could get any blacker in color. And she was slim. She looked weird, like some, I don't know what to call it, but she looked weird. And her eyes were red, red like blood, and you could see the veins running across her eyes. And then she was running and charged towards me. And then she stretched out her hands like she wanted to overpower me. But I was quick in my response, and I went like that with my hands. And the power that was coming from my hand went to her, and to the force of the power that came to my hand, it lifted her up and threw her way out on the ground. She was still coming after me and trying different tricks and that and so forth. When she launched after me and pushed out her hand like she had power to try to overpower me, and I respond and stretch out my hand, and the power out of my hand threw her far up back. When she fell on the floor on her bottom, she looked like she was amazed. She was shocked, like she didn't expect like for me to respond like that, and for the power to like it literally flung her far out on her bottom. And then she got up and she was still coming after me and that, and everything she do, it's like as soon as she change her tactic, I'm responding until she get weak and weak and weak and weak. And that was it. I didn't end up going to the end of the dream because I woke up out of my dream. But I'm telling you, this she merged, what would you call it now? She changed or morphed, yes, into a different. She looked like a witch. She looked like a witch, but she was slim. It looked like she had on a costume kind of thing, but her face was black. She definitely wasn't the young lady that her features had changed from the young lady that I saw, and she had now morphed or changed into a different. When persons, like when these persons in the Caribbean, when they go into this carnival and they use the black oil to um, oil themselves for these carnival, they call it, I don't know what they call it, these carnival things. The tone of her skin was so like she used paint and paint herself, black paint, but her eyes were wide and they were red like blood, and you could see the veins in her eyes. The veins had a greeny color, but you could see the veins running through her eyeballs, and her eyes was red, like when you have persons have bloodshot eyes, like tar. She was black like tar, black, so black, yes, and creepy. But when she opened her eyes, and when she manifested and opened her eyes and looked, and I could see the redness and the greeny color veins, she thought I was scared. But I was like, should I be scared? Literally. And then she was running towards me, trying to charge towards me and push her hands out to try to, the power that she have, I think she have to overpower me. And as soon as she stretched out her hand, I and went like that. And the force, the power that came from my hands, it flung her way out, and she fell on her bottom. And she was amazed. She was shocked. You could tell she was puzzled what happened, because it appears she's not used to losing battle, or she always overpower people, or she's used to having been in control or whatever. But she was definitely amazed. She was shocked. She was like taken aback. Yes. So I know that the lady, woman, female will come pretending to be nice, because this young lady came pretending to be nice, and then afterwards she realized that I wasn't taking the bait. I was skeptic. I was really like, yeah. And then when she realized that she's not getting my attention and she can't quite win me over, then she morphed into this thing to try to overpower me with her power. So her trying to be nice didn't work. So she had to revert to her powers to try to overpower me. But she didn't know what was coming. By the power of God, by the covering of God. Yes, God is good.
All the time.
All
Rev
the time.
is a witch, Is a
It's
witch
a
because
witch.
you
It's a witch.
destroy the camp. You
It's
destroy
a
the
witch.
camp.
But she come nice, and I tell you, she's nice to look at. Nice
Yes.
complexion, build, everything nice. But I didn't look at the
Remember
physique.
no,
I was discerning, and I didn't. She was trying to play nice and try to be friendly, but I wasn't having it.
remember the devil is come and bring something nice. and then end up is a
Hold,
ugly thing.
hold on, evangelist. AI summary sharing a vivid dream about a transformation from a woman to a witch. How did AI know that it's a witch? AI on this app, the summary. Let me try screenshot it.